As I drive from Douglas to Cheyenne today, I want to reflect on the past 6 years of the RV life. When I got started in 2020, I definitely did not know what I was doing. Had no clue. I just jumped in, little old Bessie, 25 foot long, Class C, no slides, and went on a trip. That first day, I drove 750 miles from Belmont, North Carolina to Cabot, Arkansas, and spent a few nights with Joanne and Gary. They lived there in Cabot. I had met her and her husband at the 76th anniversary of Pearl Harbor in December of 2017. And the thing that sticks with me the most is throughout my life, the people who have come through it and who have touched it. I can't thank them enough for what they've done to shape me. I'm not perfect. My RV life is not perfect, but it is mine. And without the friendships and Jesus Christ, I don't know where I would be. These days, I do a lot of reflecting. My birthday was last Monday. I turned 56, which is 2 years longer than my grandfather Cromwell lived. So in February of 1969, my grandfather Cromwell passed away from cancer. I came along in May of 1970. Between 1970 and 2026, I've lived a full life. I've seen things that others haven't seen. I've done things I'm sure others haven't done. But one thing I do know is that God has always been leading the way. I may not have known it the entire time, may not have even thought about it on numerous occasions, but I know He's been there from day one. The things about this life that you may not understand, especially the RV life, are things definitely go wrong. Whether it's a city water connection that I broke myself in Dodge City, Kansas this year, or the roof leak in Bertha that I didn't catch because I didn't have a full RV inspection. That roof leak cost me about $10,000 to get mitigated and fixed. But it taught me a lesson. That lesson is pay attention to what's going on. Whether that's your RV, your life, your friendships, or even with your parents and grandparents. Because we're only granted one time around in this life. This past week, I spent it with two friends, Rowdy and Brian. We fished the Bighorn River. Did we catch fish? Yes, we did. Did we share laughs? Absolutely. Did we share camaraderie? 100%. But the thing that I'll remember most is them giving me grief. The bobber went down. I missed it. Clearly heard Brian say, maybe you need an engraved invitation stand to set the hook. Come on, get with the program. I treasure every moment I get to spend with my friends. I treasure every moment that I get to hang out, driving through this great country we call America. For 250 years, this country has been the land of the free because of the brave. the brave men and women who are now in harm's way in Iran. They deserve our thanks. They deserve our support. There were so many young men who fought in the Vietnam War but they came home to being spit upon, ridiculed, slandered. But we should have thanked them. We should have taken care of them. Same holds true for every war in American history. There are people who say the last good war was World War II. There aren't any good wars. World War II, the bombing of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii on December 7th, 1941, united a country in a common goal and a common cause. The goal being to eradicate fascism and the Japanese belief in conquest by war. The young men and women who fought and died during World War II are still remembered today. We should never forget where we came from. We should never forget where we're going. We should never forget the sacrifice of our armed forces, both men and women, because without them, we would not be the land of the free and the home of the brave. We would not be independent. We would not be anything. And today, as I reflect on my life, I just want to say thank you to all those men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice. We're a week away from Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a day in which we stop and honor our war dead. Memorial Day is a day we remember. But it's only one day on a calendar. We should remember those sacrifices every single day. And as I'm driving today in Bertie Bea with Rosie in tow, I want to take a moment to say, in the past 6 years, I've learned more about my life than the previous 50 years I was alive. There are times when things didn't go right. There are still times when things don't go right. The roof leak in Bertie Bea this winter lived rent-free in my head because I know what water can do in an RV. I've seen it with Bertha and her roof leak, having to replace a rotted floor underneath the dinette. I've seen what freezing temperatures can do to RV plumbing. What you have to remember is everything in life is fixable. Everything in your life is fixable. You just have to make the decision to fix it. And the rolling smooth mindset that I have spoken about on numerous occasions, I didn't get to the rolling smooth mindset until I allowed myself to evaluate problems, look for solutions, and then come up with a plan to mitigate them. Life isn't easy. Actually, life is pretty hard. But you've got friends, you've got family, you've got people who care. And when the load you're carrying gets too much for you, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, can you please assist me in this? It's okay to fail. So many times people think it's not okay to fail. Well, if you're not trying, you're not going anywhere. If you're not trying and failing, you'll never succeed. Is my life a success? Maybe in some people's eyes. Am I a success? Maybe. Maybe not. But this life is meant to be lived to the fullest extent you can live it. Take the time to understand where you're going, what you're doing. Make a plan, set goals. Then go live your dream. Chase those goals. Chase your dreams. Because without dreams, you'll never know what's at the end of the road or over that next horizon. And I'm out here in Wyoming, passing the Cheyenne Frontier Days rodeo grounds. I dreamed that I would ride one day in Cheyenne. I dreamed I would ride one day in Calgary. But I didn't give up on my dreams. I didn't give up because I failed. And in this life, the only time you truly fail is if you quit. Get up, dust yourself off, keep going. That's what makes the world and this life go around. And for this week on the podcast of the Wandering Gypsy, RV Life, I leave you with this. Take a chance. Live your dream. Try and fail, because at some point you'll try and succeed. Thank you for tuning in this week on the Wandering Gypsy RV Life podcast. Before we wrap this one up, I want to give you a heads up on something we've been building behind the scenes. Doug and I have teamed up on a new series called Cowboys and Cowgirls Rolling Smooth. And this one runs straight down the same road we've been talking about today. Because whether you're in a motorhome, a toter home, or hauling horses in a living quarters trailer, it's the same road, same bumps, same breakdowns, just different rigs. This series is built for the Rodeo Road. Real stories from folks living it. Real stories from miles most people never see. And real solutions when things don't go the way you planned. You'll find it over on Beyond the Chutes. And if you've ever chased a horizon, hauled a dream, or fixed something on the side of the road, this one's for you. Thank you for riding along with me today for this episode of the Wandering Gypsy RV Life podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with a fellow traveler so more folks can find us out here on the road. You can find more stories, photos, and adventures over at wanderinggypsyrvlife.com. If you're looking for gear that helps keep your rig running right, check out Techno RV through my affiliate link at technorv.com. They really do help you adventure more and worry less. And if you enjoy cowboy storytelling and rodeo history, My good friend, Doug Simcox, hosts a great podcast called Beyond the Chutes, which is well worth a listen at beyondthechutes.show. If you'd like to dive deeper into the mindset behind this lifestyle, you can check out the Rolling Smooth RV book series at wanderinggypsyrvlife.com/rolling smooth. Until next time, keep your rig rolling smooth, keep your coffee hot, and remember, sometimes the best repair isn't just the one that fixes your RV. It's the one that quiets your mind. Safe travels, my friends. And remember, not all who wander are lost.